Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the disconnect there. We had a bit of a problem with a few connections there, but we're back again. For some reason, it's not doing what I want it to do because ATVO is slow right now. But we're back anyway, as it looks like JR Houston's going to lead them back to green here. But again, I'd like to apologise for the problems here. As we're just coming to the end of our first caution here, we're on lap 14, about to tick over to lap 15. JR Houston going to lead them back to the green flag on this one. He's got KC Heschel next to him with Jared Darling and Cody Smith right behind them. As green flag flies in the air once again, we are racing again at Talladega. And almost immediately, Cody Smith goes to the outside of JR Houston. Not wasting any time here, Frank.
Yeah, no, I think Heschel was trying to let the 17 in, and I don't think the 17 realized just how good a run that the 7 had. But look at the run that the 39's got on the outside. He's going to have help from the 96, who we know is quick, as the 7 and the 21 clear to the inside.
Yeah. So there goes the 7 of Cody Smith to the inside. The 21 of Brody Smith got to follow him through right there. As they come out of turn 2. And down towards the line once again to start lap 16. And it's going to be Cody Smith leading them across the line. Now, you were watching the race as the caution happened there, Frank. Just give us a reminder for the people that obviously don't know what happened, what exactly happened.
Right about where they are right now, the 444 had just clipped the left rear of the 38. The 38 went spinning to the inside, bounced off the 12, came back up and then bounced off the 21, and that was the caution. As you can see, the 12 and 21 not severely hurt, as one is the second car on the inside line, the other one's the fifth car on the inside line. But the 38 with right rear damage has fallen to the back, and I'm not seeing the 444 up in the front of the pack as well either. As a matter of fact, he's down in 32nd position as it stands. The 38 currently is in a position to be named later. Oh, the 35th.
Joe Burchett making his way up to 5th place as well in that number 08 machine. We got people moving forward, moving backwards, all over the place. And
wide.
Yeah. Wow. And this is where where the butt cheeks kind of get clenched right here, because when you're at a Superspeedway and you're 4 wide, now you kind of know how Cole Custer felt at Kentucky last week.
Yes, certainly. And the 39 has been riding that outside line the entirety of this race, trying to get something to work up there. But yeah, 4 wide is not advisable. It's a little bit easier here. Talladega is a little bit wider than Daytona. Still makes for a pretty hair-raising moment.
Ryan Decker making his way forward again. He's up to P2 now with the pole sitter Jared Darling right behind him. JR Houston falling back to P5 now. Greg McConey making his way forward there in the number 12, and had a pretty poor race last week, looking to make amends for that this time around as we make our way through turn 4 down towards the line.
If I remember right, he's one of the Dash for Cash drivers as well in that 12 car, so he's definitely going to be looking for a solid run here this evening. $65 to the winner. And if one of the Dash for Cash drivers does not win this, that prize money will transfer over to next week. Yeah.
As they will be having a bit of an extra incentive to run for. Ryan Worley right behind Greg McConey in the 00. And he has got the 39 of Zoltan Herzog to his outside. You see at the very top of the track there, that's Adam Chapman up there as well, running in the top 10 as well. And Chapman having a decent race as well already tonight here, Frank.
My goodness, look at the run that the 46 and the 9 got right through the middle. Haven't seen either one of them all race, and Chapman says, you know what? They look quicker than what I'm doing. Let me go and find them.
Yeah,
My goodness, they came flying through.
That was Kyle Smalley leading that through the middle, but gets his momentum blocked by Jared Darling and by Ryan Decker as they come flying out of turn 2 on lap 20 out of 70. And this is getting very chippy. We're expecting this, but not this early in the race.
Oh, come on. You're racing for, well, $65. It's not as impressive as the million that they were racing for, that the actual Cup guys were racing for the All-Star race at Bristol on Wednesday. Oh, big slide for the 21 to the inside.
Yeah, going down on the apron there. He's going to have to let people go past him before he comes back up. Might be a blessing in disguise there for Brodie Smith, though, because he can just go back, regroup, and then make his way forward again.
Yeah, it certainly might be, but that's certainly less than advisable. That's a scary moment. Going back quick, and he looked as though he might have had a little bit of room to come up. 17 just had none of it.
Yeah, as he's going to have the 3 of... And this is going to get confusing here because a lot of drivers are not running the numbers they should be running. And that's James Cato right in front of Brodie Smith there, back there in P20. So this is the first time we've looked further back in the field right now with Brodie Smith going back there. Anthony Emery right there as well in the Ally number 444, and that's the one that you were speaking of before, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Up in front, the 96 is around on the apron, sliding through. I'm not sure. I don't think the caution is out.
It's not out. The caution is not out. I'm looking for the 96 and I can't find him.
He had slid. He had gotten a bump as it started to get really packed and really crazy down the backstretch. And he ended up going for a ride down towards the inside wall. And they're still getting dicey up here.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. There we go again.
7 leads the 14 to the 17, the 8, and the 01, the first 5 cars on the inside lane. The 08, 46, 9, 39, and 44, the 5 on the outside. And they are neck and neck. That 46 is quick, especially with that 9 behind him. My goodness.
Yeah, as we're looking at Zoltan's Herteg right here in a battle with, looks like the 01 of Casey Herschel. As Adam Chapman decides to catch up.
6 makes a move to the outside, and that's what started that whole chain reaction that put the 96 in the back. 46 went to the outside, and now he's going to fall back. There's the 44, and there's the 82 of Pemberton. Remember, he had the throughput right as qualifying started. He's now up at the front, 5th car in the outside lane.
Problem with Derek Pemberton, he is laps down. He's 11 laps down, it seems. Which is a shame. Because he finished 2nd last week, and unfortunately finds himself 11 laps down because he's got the same problems that I've got.
Yeah. Ooh, and he almost got spun by the 31 there. And remember, the 31 had started, I believe it was P3. Yeah, P3 is where the 31 started. It dropped to the back once they got to the back straightaway on the first lap. He is back up here now.
Oh, sudden lane changes there. And I believe that was Marcus Adams having a very sudden lane change, almost scaring the life out of the drivers in front of him. I think that was Zishan Dura he scared the life out of.
Yeah, almost. I'm certain he did. It's the 1 and the 501. It just scraped the wall there going through turn 3. Little scrapes, nothing major. Both of those guys in the dash for cash. We get ready now. We're concluding lap 25. Getting down to the bitter end really quick, as you tend to do here.
Yeah, we're literally 50 laps to go now as they have crossed the line. to start the next lap. And wow, this is really getting close now. We've got 3 lanes here right now.
Yeah, the 96 is going to have nowhere to go. No draft. Everyone's got to sort of file around it.
Oh, and Chapman gets stuck behind the 96 there. That is going to be heartbreaking for Adam Chapman. He had such a good run going until that happened. Finds his way around him, but he's going to find himself all the way back down to P19 now because of that.
Yeah, but that's not nearly as devastating here as it would be at, say Dover or Kentucky or something like that. He can find his way up, especially if he sticks with that 6. He'll find his way up there, no problem.
As it almost ended in tears there for Jared Darling and Cody Smith there. They almost come into blows there through turn 2. And, you know, if these guys wreck, we're going to see the big one tonight. There's no 2 ways about it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think last Friday we saw a couple of them. We've been good boys here tonight so far. It's not going to last much longer.
Yeah. Once again, I want to apologise for the resetting of the broadcast here. We've had a few problems here up in ESPN Towers, and unfortunately things aren't working like they should be. And thankfully we might have just fixed them, so we should be okay for the rest of the race. But very frustrating. Had a problem on Tuesday night as well, which prevented me from broadcasting another league. So hoping to get those fixed in the near future. But right now we're seeing some very good racing though, Frank. I'm trying to get out to the positives instead of the negatives, and the way the racing we're seeing right now is definitely a big positive.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. 39 finally gets a big run. He's at the 31 behind him. We're about to be 3 wide for the lead going into the tri-oval. Now just imagine this being 40 laps from now to close this race out. They've been like this the entire time.
Absolutely. Jared Darling currently has a nose out in front in that middle lane with Joe Burchett right behind him. And you mentioned there Zoltan Herceg on that outside. And you see Cody Smith leading the inside line. And here comes Herceg now, getting a big push there off the 31 of Marcus Adams. And I believe...
Oh wait, backed out of that big time.
Yeah, he had to. There was going to be a big wreck then otherwise. As Herceg leaving Adams out in the cold here. Oh, we got one around in the background. That is going to be the 10, I believe, of Zishandura in trouble. And he took someone with him. I don't quite see who that is. But the caution's still not out here, Frank.
Oh, it is.
Oh, there it is.
It is out, yes.
So let's go back and see exactly what happened. And while we're doing this, I'm just going to quickly and inconspicuously change overlays, because this one just ain't doing it for me. Bear with me 1 second.
We're getting
Get an upgrade.
Yeah, these graphic upgrades come hard and fast here sometimes.
Easy for you to say. Anyway. So, we have our second caution of the night, and I am just going to do this.
At the line here, we're going to have 40 laps to go. 30 in the books, 40 to go here at Talladega. And I believe we're going to see a lot of guys come into the pits here, if not everyone. The 17 and the 01 are both coming in here, it looks like. And the 17 is definitely in. Trying to find out Casey Herschel, the 01, he is in as well. Those two stayed out under the first caution period. A couple of lap down guys deciding to stay out. There's 4 tires and fuel going into all of these cars, and the 17 is going to win the race off of pit road. The 14, 7 and 31 to follow. So J.R. Houston, once again, will lead the field.
Yep. J.R.
Coming
Houston.
out of the pit stops.
Winning the race off pit road there was J.R. Houston. Although Jason Papp decided to stay out, though. That's an interesting call for him.
Yeah, may as well get up to the front. If you think you can stay up there, use it and get up there. The 17 with a 2-tire stop, which is what put him up at the front here for this next restart.
Safe call. That's just my opinion, though.
I mean, around here, tires really aren't as big around here as they would be in other places. So you can theoretically run an entire race without taking tires around here, especially a 70 lapper like we've got here.
That's absolutely true. But anyway, we've had it all going on here tonight. We've had close racing. We've had big-ish wrecks happening, and we've had a disconnect. We've had a overlay change. It's all going on here tonight. I'm surprised you're all sticking around and enjoying this one, and hopefully that will be enough for you to leave a like on the broadcast. And if you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button if you want to see me get a tattoo. God damn it.
We were just talking about that before the race. It's been a while since we mentioned that. What did you say? It was 3,000 likes on Facebook?
3,000 followers on Facebook. I'm making it a bit easier for them. Followers are easier to come by than likes on Facebook, so...
True. All right, so 3,000 followers on Facebook, and then, what was it, 1,500 subscribers to YouTube?
Yeah.
And we made that very clear. It's not an and or, it's both, right?
Yeah, both.
Okay.
So if you get us to 3,000 followers on Facebook, and then get us to 1,500 subscribers on YouTube, that doesn't mean if you get me to 3,000 followers on Facebook, you get one tattoo and then 1,500 on YouTube, then another tattoo. No, I'm just getting one, okay? They cost enough money as it is.
So now you guys out there in YouTube land especially, you guys can donate to the channel. We have super chats now that you guys can donate. $2, you get a big chat with your name on it. Come up across the screen. Can we do a gimmick to where the highest donator picks where the tattoo goes?
No. If you think I'm getting a tramp stamp, you got another thing coming. Absolutely not.
I wasn't even thinking that, but that, you know what? I would pay for that.
I would pay for that to be lasered off once you pay for it to put it on there. Anyway, we're about to go back to green here, Frank. Get us restarted, please.
I will try my best. Oh my goodness. So the one of Jason Papp has taken the outside lane. Jared Darling in the 14, the pole sitter. On the inside, that is the 7 of Cody Smith. Marcus Adams in the 31. Brody Smith in the 21. The 24 of Shane Paul. He started in 39th. Now up to P6. Mike Caterino in the 8 started 32nd. He's up to 7th. Then it's Aaron Tribble and GT Park, which will, I believe that will round out the top 5.
One driver we're missing here tonight is David Emig. I was hoping to see him tonight.
I have noticed that now. I believe he was one of the Dash for Cash drivers as well. So as we come through the tri-oval, the one car on the outside is the control car, waiting for the flag to drop, and there they go. We're racing to Talladega.
Yeah, as they go flying towards turn 1, hopefully things will be a lot better now. We are.
Won't be.
Yeah. But anyway, they fly off into turns 1 and 2. Jason Papp almost immediately falling backwards here. He's got the 24 of Shane Paul right behind him as the 21. Brody Smith making his way back to the front again. Remember, Smith had that big issue there where he got stuck on the apron, had to fall to the very back of the field. Now finds his way back up to 3rd place, which is a pretty good recovery if you ask me.
Yeah, those three being the 31, the 7, and the 21. They pushed the 14 out beyond the 1 and then ditched him. And they're sitting out top 3 right now. Is that 31? We know he's quick. The 7's been quick all race long. 21's really good. This is getting down to be an interesting race.
Jason Papp coming back forward again after being pushed there by the 14 of not the 14, the 24 of Shane Paul. But Paul going to go down to the bottom line there, right in front of, I believe that was GT Park he went right in front of. No, it wasn't.
So.
A blue and white car in front of it, behind him. That would be the 86 of Darren Tribble. I apologise.
Well, there you go.
So we've got new drivers coming to the fore here, as we got John LeBombard up there as well. He's making his way forward in the 95, just sitting outside the top 10 in P11 behind Brad Bothwell. As we always explain, he's no stranger to ESPN cameras, ran with the SRA Superspeedway series last year. Very good to see him there. Kenneth Heasley back there in P13. Just ahead of Keith Smalley, not Kyle Smalley. Connor Trafari, last week's winner, he's all the way back there in P15. Not the easiest of races for him so far here tonight, Frank.
Yeah, no, it hasn't been. And again, like we said right at the top of the broadcast, it is very, very difficult to win one of these things, let alone multiple in a row. So the odds are definitely stacked against him. Just it's about being in the right place at the right time for the 25.
Back at the front, Marcus Adams still leading this thing as they come down towards the line. And we do have a new man leading the outside line. That is Brody Smith now making his way up to the top. But there goes Marcus Adams, getting another lap led here. And we've noticed that the field is slowly whittling down. Let's go back a bit further in the pack. Let's go back to Greg McConey, if it'll let me. There he is, back in there in the number 12 in his car. Joe Burchett right to his outside. Nicholas Wing is right there as well. Adam Chapman back there. I'm seeing a bit of strategy here being played out by Overtake Motorsports.
Well, I think the wreck is 95.
And there's the big one, folks. We did say it was coming.
I'm sure it's not going to be the last one either.
And who was it? 25? 25? On Trafari?
95.
95. That would be
John
LeBombard.
Yeah.
Let's go back and find out what happened. Remember, no fast repairs in this one, so we are going to see a lot of cars. We're going to lose a lot of cars in this one. So here we go. They're coming down the backstretch right now. We'll focus on John LeBombard right now. He gets turned by the 9. The 9 getting, a big wreck there for, I believe. Wow, someone just went flying through the air there.
Yeah, no, I had heard in the race chat that the 9 explaining something off. So, but yeah, this is going to happen as we get later on in the race. These guys have runs. They're going to take them. And if you don't hit guys square, this is the kind of stuff that's going to happen. And unfortunately, takes out a lot of cars.
Yeah, that is a one wrecked number 95. Obviously paying homage to the, I believe that's the Levine family paint scheme that is running, isn't it? The Procore?
Yes, it is. That was the one that, I believe that's the one that Casey Kane drove
and Christopher Bell.
A couple of years ago before, I forget who's in the car now.
Christopher Bell is running it this year.
Yes, Christopher Bell, yes.
As there is Marcus Adams in his box. It's going to be Jared Darling staying out along with Brad Bothwell. Ryan Worley staying out as well, but Corey Smith in pit road. But He's going to get beaten out of pit road by Brodie Smith. Marcus Adams going to follow out. There is Cody Smith there. Shane Paul, then Jason Papp, who finally makes it in this time. Mike Caterino right behind him. Keith Smalley right back there in that very unique looking Ford Mustang, I will say.
Yeah, it is rather unique as a matter of fact, looking at it here.
That blue mark on the front is making it look very different.
Yeah, definitely is.
As Keith Smalley has an EOL, it looks like.
Yeah, that, and I'm also looking through the line. Aaron Tribble, Austin Rucker, and John LeBombard have called it evenings here tonight.
And that's who it was that went flying through there. It was Tribble that went flying.
Yeah, must have been.
So Jared Darling going to lead them to the green here, unless he makes a late pit stop here, but I can't see it happening considering the cautions are a bit short around here these days. But that big one right there, that will have that's going to have taken out a lot of the field here.
Yeah, definitely, and you would think that and you would think that it scared some people straight, but I don't think that's actually going to be the case.
I hate to break the news to you, but our good buddy Mr. Adam Chapman was one of them.
Oh, no.
So, I don't know if you want to get a quick word with him and see how he is.
I do believe in our chat he was not expecting to make it too long in this race.
Yeah. But let's see if we can grab a word with him anyway and see if he's okay. I don't know if you're capable of dragging him down, but
I am not.
Okay, let me see if I can drag him down.
Oh yeah, that front end of that 44 is tore
So we're going to bring down Adam Chapman now to the booth. Adam caught up in the big one there. Got to be feeling pretty gutted about that one.
It is what it is, man. I don't get too mad anymore. I've done so many of these races and all that for the last few years. You know, it don't even bother me.
Yeah, I mean, you were running so well as well, running in the top 15 for a good while, and then fell back. It looked like you were playing a bit of strategy there with Joe Burchett, but unfortunately you just got caught out there.
Yeah, honestly, man, I just wanted to kind of lay back and see what it would take to work back up through the field to see how long it would take. Because we had a pretty decent car. The plan was to actually get all teammates to really help Jason because he's running for a championship. We're not. That was the main plan, but we wanted to see how long it would take to really work up through the field, and, you know, it just didn't work out.
All right, well, Adam, car going to be able to be repaired, or you done?
Oh, we're going to go ahead and put it on the hauler. I don't want to mess up anybody else's race, so we're pretty much done. But it was fun. I never got to race with these guys. You know, I broadcast them last year before you came in this season. And it was fun just to get out there and actually, you know, see how they do it. You know, because I'm not the greatest iRacer by any means, but it was fun.
All right, well, Adam, we're just about to go back to green here. Tough luck for yourself, and hopefully we'll see you next week in the Xfinity cars.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you.
I'll be broadcasting with him tomorrow.
Yeah, so we are ready to go back to green here at Talladega. Didn't seem too disheartened by that wreck there, Frank.
Yeah, no, when you're not racing for points and you're just racing for fun, that's certainly going to put the wreck into a different perspective for you, so you're not going to get too bent out of shape when you're just racing for fun.
Absolutely, but here we go. We're about to go back to green there. The pace truck has just peeled off into pit road. We've got one dropping down to the apron now. I think that is 00 of Ryan Worley, just trying to maybe keep some heat in those tyres. Remember, they are in the new tyre model, so they have to kind of be careful with the tyres as we get ready to go now. Green flag in the air. We are racing once again to start lap 40 of 70, and we're coming down to the final 30 laps here, Frank. It's getting very tetchy out there, as we like to say in Europe.
And it's going to, without a doubt. Is what struck me about that restart was how far out the top 5 had gotten. the 156, the 21, the 40, the 14, the 00, and the 31 had all gotten out to a massive jump, and now, as you tend to do here, all kind of got sucked back in now, but they were way out in front of everyone.
Yeah. As we are looking at Brad Bothwell here, leading this thing, just slid down right in front of Jared Darling as they come out of turn 4 now. And we are now down to the final 30 laps of this relatively short race. I know they have longer races on Mondays, but obviously these are relative sprint races here. As here comes now, that is Brody Smith jumping down to the bottom line with Jared Darling on his outside. We've got the 24 of Shane Paul up there as well, the 31 of Marcus Adams, and they are getting very chippy as here comes Jared Darling making a third lane here all by himself. Not going to have the momentum. He's going to need some help up there, Frank.
Oh yeah, the 24 almost dumped the 21. But yeah, that 156 has come on really strong. And Brad Bothwell, he's got what appears to be a great pusher. Ryan Morley sitting behind him. That 156 could be a player in this thing before this is all said and done.
Yeah, good to see him up there. As Brody Smith getting a push on the outside by Shane Paul as they cross the line to complete another lap here. Will Brody Smith take Paul with him, or will he drop to the bottom line once he does get the clear? We've got one on the apron down there. I didn't quite see who that was.
As the 01 of Herschel coming out of the pits, I believe.
After the repairs?
Yes, I believe that was the case there.
So Brody Smith now going to try and drop down if he can. And he does, right in front of Brad Bothwell. Left it very late there, Frank.
Yeah, you're going to do that around here.
Yellow flag in the air.
And as we move on, those moves are going to come later and later and later.
And that's why there's a caution. Casey Herschel coming out of pit road. Tried to rejoin the track, but came back up on the track right in the middle of the pack and just, I'm guessing he must not have seen the person right next to him. Got a bit of a punt there and unfortunately got spat right back out into the wall again.
Yeah, and that's really unfortunate since my screen lags out just as it happens. So I'm looking here on the stream here. And yeah, he's trying to merge up, and I think that might have been the 46 that was on his outside line that he merged into. Yeah. Yeah, it might have been Smalley that he merged up into, and that, if the last wreck didn't put an end to his night, that one probably did.
Yeah. As we're looking back through the field here, there's J.R. Houston. Fell way back into the field, into the pack there, did J.R. Houston. He was one of the first people out of pit road. Fell back very quickly. I'm guessing he might have had an EOL or something.
Oh, he came back into the pits.
Oh, okay.
Under that caution. So he took 2 pit stops, maybe to fill it up to where he didn't have to come in. Because right where we were and right where the pit stops came, it was going to be close as far as who was going to make it and who wasn't going to make it. And I think he was trying to play a strategy game to try to make sure he made it.
So everybody coming down pit road once again, and it's going to be a couple of people staying out, it looks like, as we are going to see... we're going to see the leaders bring it down at least. So we've got Marcus Adams... Brad Bothwell staying out. It looks like Jason Papp stayed out as well.
14 went through the pits. The 21 in and out, probably either a splash or 2 tires. The 7's out already. 2. Yeah, so we a mixed bag here, as you say.
Yeah. A mixed bag of cookies.
Or in Darling's case, a mixed bag of combos.
That too. There's Kenneth Heasley up into P3 now, just ahead. That's the 501, who is 5 laps down. That's Brandon Wilson right behind. I believe they might be teammates because, yeah, their paint scheme is looking very similar.
I would have to assume so. And you mentioned that the 501 being 5 laps down, the top 27 are on the lead lap, or pardon me now, the top 28 are on the lead lap. Zach Bowerman is the last car on the lead lap. The 39, I believe, yes, the 39, the 10, and the 50 are 1 lap down. The 01 is 4 laps down.
Dalton Herteg is
5
out. I believe it's Herteg has put his car in the hauler.
Oh, has he done?
Yeah. He's grayed out on my timing and scoring, and when I go to him, it just goes to a different camera, so I'm guessing he must be out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Joe Francis just called it a night. He was one of the cars 1 lap down, running 31st.
So, attrition's starting to take shape here as we get closer and closer to the finish. We are going to be 25 laps to go once we go back to green, if we go back to green this next time round. So
I would have to assume so. Couple of guys up here that we haven't seen up at the front. That 156 just made his appearance up front, the 32. We haven't really seen up at the front. The 25's been running in the mid-pack. The 24's kind of been here and there. The 68 rather of Elijah Annis. He's going to be restarting here in P11. A lot of guys.
Connor Trafari, I've noticed, is making his way forward slowly as well.
Yeah, we're getting ready to see a lot of guys here that have not been up towards the front yet, and that could wreak havoc with some of the guys that have been.
Now, one of the drivers that was hoping to have a better race here tonight was Greg McConey. He's back there in P12 right now, in the number 12. Going to be looking to try and make his way forward as he runs down the back stretch there. Just not sure what's going on with Marcus Adams there. He's making a lane all to himself on that outside line.
And he might just be playing peekaboo with the car behind in front of him. That's something he could be doing, but there's a little bit of damage I just noticed on the right front of that number 12 machine. He's got his back bumper all torn up as well. So
I think he was caught up in the big one though, so
yeah, that right front damage is probably from the first wreck with the 38, so he's got some more wounds this evening and still running up in the top 15.
So, Frank, it's your turn to get us going.
All right. So it'll be the 156 of Brad Bothwell leading us down, with Jason Papp to his outside. Holding on to the inside lane, the 32 of Kenneth Heasley is behind him, looking to get a big start. 21, we know how quick he is. The second car in the outside lane. Coming through the tri-oval, engines rev. We're back racing at Talladega.
Absolutely, as we go flying off towards turn 1 again, Brad Bothwell going to have the lead going in towards that corner. He's going to have Jason Papp right to his outside. Let's see what Papp can do here. You know, Adam mentioned him and said he was running for a championship here. He hasn't had the most entertaining of races, but now he's at the front. Let's see what he can do. He was at the front before.
There's a lot of shifting and moving.
Yeah,
there's a lot of shifting and moving going on in the mid-pack here. That 24 got dummied to the outside. It looked as though the 31 was going to go with him. And then the 31 just ducked right back in behind the 2.
Yeah, they say they come out of turn 4 again to try and complete another lap here as we are going to be 24 laps to go at the restart. It's going to be Brody Smith leading the way. He got around Bothwell during that lap there, and we're looking at Shane Paul there. He's kind of stuck behind Keith Smalley. Smalley made his way forward but decided to drop back, and now has caught Shane Paul a little bit there as yeah, that's not good.
That 21 has an incredibly quick car. this evening. He was also a part of the caution with the 38 right at the beginning, right as our stream went down. But he has stayed up at the front, and he has kept that car working. That 21 is strong.
It is very strong, and even with that incident he had a few laps ago with him being pushed down to that apron, he's still holding it up there. But at the moment, it's Jason Papp who led that lap right there. And again, I don't apologise for it rhyming. It's Cody Smith getting punted out to the wall there. Did he hit the wall?
No, he managed to keep it off of it, but that 31's been peaking. The one was moving around there, and they start to disperse here. As we mentioned before, the 12 restarting in 12. He's the 5th car on the inside lane now, getting a push from that 24.
Yeah, and Papp and Burchett back there on that outside line. There's a lot of drivers now going single file. Don't expect that to stay that way for too long, as now we do have people jumping up to that second lane to try and make their way forward. And I noticed Jared Darling has fallen back by a long way. That was when he made that 3rd lane and had no help.
Reckon? Oh, the 1 in the 24.
And there it is, the 1 into the wall, the 24 of Shane Paul. Let's go back and see what happened here. And oh no, it was Greg McConey involved in it again. And oh, it was Burchett getting into the back of Papp there, and oh, a big wreck there for McConey.
Again, you got to hit these bumpers square, and that's not the case there. I saw the yellow. I do apologize to the 24. I saw a flash of yellow go away with the 1.
Yeah, it was Papp and Burchett, Papp and McConey. McConey's not going to be happy with that one.
Yeah, no, I mean it's nothing that the 1 did wrong. If somebody goes off of somebody's bumper, it's typically the pusher whose fault it was there, and just there the 08 just bump drafted in the wrong spot, hit him right in the corner, and that was enough to send him around.
20 laps to go here at Talladega as they cross the line. Attrition still taking shape here at Talladega as they come towards turn 1 again. Brody Smith is your leader with Brad Bothwell in 2nd. Marcus Adams in 3rd on that outside line with Cody Smith right with him. Shane Paul is right there as well as Connor Chafari. Kenneth Heasley is right there as well. Joe Burchett was involved in that incident with Jason Papp. He's back there in P8. Just taking the position away from Chafari. Jared Darling in P9, and Alexander Kranke, we've not spoken much about him tonight. He's already made his way up to P10, and I believe that's his first appearance into the top 10 now.
I believe so. I'm just holding my breath watching some of these guys make some of these moves. That 2 just went from the inside right to the outside, and the 501 cut across behind him going into turn 3. That looked was a harrowing maneuver from those 2.
A little bit.
It's just watching these cars. You don't notice it as much when you're driving these things because you can't see as much. But when these guys start moving around and you got this wide open view of it, it's a lot more nerve-wracking than actually being in the car.
It is. And that's what I mean about the Cup cars. It's they don't have the restrictor plate anymore, so they can run as fast as they want. And Shane Paul getting very much out of shape there through 3 and 4. Almost getting into the side of Heasley.
In the 14 all alone on the outside lane, the extreme outside lane. And it's still a drag race between the 31 and the 21 coming to the line, and the 31's going to take it with the 7 pushing. But this is pretty cordial for right now. You're, 18 laps to go, 17 laps to go. This is going to start getting a little bit more crazy up here as the laps wind down.
And I don't know if you noticed, but they are coming up on lap traffic as well. I believe that might be Greg McConey they're coming up on. That is Greg McConey. Question is McConey going to be cordial and move over for them, or is he just going to be that annoyed that he's just going to make everybody just go around him the hard way?
No, that's you gotta be the cool guy. Otherwise, you're going to be in that position later on down the line in the season, and somebody's going to remember this moment. As you're right, he stays up to the extreme high line and lets everybody go.
Yeah, and need to kind of keep it clean for these last few laps. Now we are 17 laps to go here at Talladega, and people are going to start pushing forward now as there goes Marcus Adams to the bottom line to block off Brody Smith, but that has released Cody Smith now on that outside line, being pushed by Kenneth Heasley. Joe Burchett right up there as well, and looks like Crankey's on the high side as well.
Yeah, watching this front pack all race, haven't really seen much of the 32. We know the 7's quick. We know the 08 can push. The 32 and the 57, they're kind of quote-unquote newcomers to the front of this field. Not quite sure what they're capable of. It's the 24 and the...
Oh, Heasley almost going for a wall ride there and has to back out of it.
Yeah, the 24 and the 32 having a little bit of fun.
I wouldn't call that fun, but yeah, okay.
As I mentioned earlier on, you get these guys who have been racing up at the front. They know what the tendencies are. They know what they're going to do. You introduce new guys up to the front, and that kind of changes that dynamic a little bit. As we see the 156 get under the 24, and eventually the 7 here as he slots in as the third car on the inside lane with the 25 and the 00 in tow. And look at this 46 back up to the front.
Yeah, Carl Smalley making his way forward again. He's having a bit.
Oh, there they go!
Oh,
there they go, 17.
And
that's a big one.
Another big one. Oh my goodness me! Everybody's in it, and I couldn't help but notice it started with Shane Paul. And we've been talking about him for the last few laps now.
Yeah, that wasn't necessarily him. The 17 had moved up.
Oh.
24, I believe, is in the outside lane. And the 17 was trying to split the middle. Oh, and I'm not sure who moved on who, but it doesn't really matter when you see what follows.
A lot of big hitters involved in that. Yeah. That is pretty big.
I can't tell you how many cars behind that wreck made it through.
I'm counting at least 10 were involved in that wreck. At least 10 cars.
I mean, I think if I try to get to this chase cam here. Yeah, it looks like the 17 just ever so slightly comes up. It clips the 24, doors the 21. The 156 is in it. The 08 is going to get through it, just the beneficiary of being on the outside. .156, 25. The 57 makes it through on the outs. Oh, no, I thought he made it through. The 25 comes up and gives him a shot. Wow, Pemberton just does make it through in the 82.
Yeah, and that would have just compounded his night there, Pemberton, if he was caught up in that. I mean, he's 10 laps down now, but that's better than when he was 11 laps down. But he's very lucky to get through that one, and he's just had a horrible evening so far. A big fall from grace, considering he was second last week at Daytona in the trucks.
I don't think the 90 got too much of it.
Ryan Worley is missing a rear bumper.
Is that the 90?
Oh, the 00. No, the 90 is Nicholas Wing. Let's take a look at Nicholas Wing.
He didn't. I don't think he got much of any of it. The 3 almost made it through.
Yeah, Kato didn't make
Kato
it through.
almost made it through. He was looking fine, and then somebody, I believe it's the 26 right here, comes sliding down the track, and boom, right into the right front corner.
Now, if you look at that pit road right now, would you say that's the most expensive parking lot you've ever seen? Or the most expensive junkyard you've ever seen?
I would say so, yes. There's a lot of junk right there.
So, we are 13 laps to go. Lights are still on the pace truck, I believe, so it's getting down to it, and we're going to see who's going to win the second round of the season. It's looking likely we're going to get a different winner here, based on the fact that Connor Trafari was caught up in that big one. The second big one of the night. So Trafari probably won't have the car underneath him to compete for wins here tonight, so unfortunately for him. But Ryan Worley is your leader, but crucially, he's going to bring it in now. So that's going to leave Elijah Innes as your leader now. That's the first time we've seen him at the front.
Yeah, and from looking at the driver chat there, he's having a little bit of connection issues too, so that'll make this a little bit more interesting.
Oh, join the club.
Oh, you're not leading this thing.
True.
You're not relying on a drafting partner to help you win it. It's hard to bump draft somebody you can't see. Lights are out on the safety truck, so we're going to be coming to green here. We're going to be with 11 laps to go. Look who's up front now here. The 6 of Chris Worrell has found his way back up to the front.
And he's got a clean car underneath him as well, so that's he's been keeping himself out of trouble here tonight. Same, I wish the same could be said for the I believe that's the 99 of James Lowe in front of him, that in the orange car behind. Yeah, his front end is tore up. We've just seen an engine blow in the background. I believe that was James Cato. It was the Cato. It was Cato. His engine is expired.
Yeah, he took a hard hit to the right front corner again, just as it looked like he was going to be fine and make it through. All of a sudden, he wasn't.
No, we won't be seeing any more of James Cato here tonight, unfortunately.
This might delay the restart as he's going pretty slow in 3.
If it's below the yellow line, he should be fine. So, put your bets in. Who's going to win this one? It's going to be very interesting to see who's going to make it across that checker flag as your winner. But just like last week, it's going to be right down to the final lap, I believe. And I believe we are going to have green-white checkers. That's my bet. We're going to have green-white checkers here tonight. I'll put money on it. If I have money.
My bet right now would be that nobody in the first 3 rows is going to win this thing. It's going to be somebody from 7th on back.
Okay.
That would be my bet. Here.
Of the 23 people watching on YouTube, make sure you get your bets in as well. Who do you want to win this one? Of the drivers that remain, and as the pace truck is back in pit road again, we are ready to go racing once again here at Talladega, and it's going to be Elijah Innes bringing us back to the green with Anthony Emery on the outside. Remember, Frank, Emery was involved in the very first caution of the night and somehow found his way back up to second place. Pretty impressive recovery for the triple four.
Yeah, and he was also involved in the wreck just now. So he's up there. He's only got rear end damage. Shouldn't really hurt him too much.
As we come flying down the backstretch, and Emery going to take over the lead here from Innes, but here he comes again. That man in the 31 just flying around the outside. Let's see what he can do here. He's being pushed by Brody Smith once again. Joe Burchett is right there again as, yeah, that happened again. As, oh, they're going to almost try 4 wide there. Innes thought about it. Thank goodness he backed out of it because that would have been sketchy.
I believe so. You're going to have to carry on with this. I just sent you a message there. It's
Wait, message on where?
on Messenger. I just had an issue here. You're flying solo right now, bud.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's go back to the racing with 10 laps to go here. Oh, okay, that's fine. If it's only a couple of minutes. Anyway, we are 10 laps to go here at Talladega, and I apologise for the distractions. It's going to be Jared Darling, the pole sitter, taking over the lead here. Joe Burchett on the outside to come flying out of turn 4 down towards the line. They cross the line. It's going to be Joe Burchett that gets the lap there. Great run for him. He's got Marcus Adams right behind him. And this is what it's coming down to now, the final 10 laps of this race. If it's anything like last week, we're going to be seeing some fireworks here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you are nicely strapped in, ready for this finale. As they come down the backstretch right now. Joe Burchett still leading this thing with that nose iron front, being pushed by Marcus Adams. Coming through 3 and 4. As we are getting down to it now. 8 laps to go at the line. Burchett going to go a bit lower, try and get a bit of side draft of Marcus Adams, who does take over the lead here. Did the old switchback manoeuvre, just ducking underneath him. Found enough space to do so. So Adams now out in front. The combo's number 14 of Jared Darling is in second. Burchett needs a bit more of a push there from Anthony Emery if he wants to make his way further forward, but he's not going to get it right now. He's going to have the 21 of Brody Smith back there as well, and they're coming up on lap traffic as well. I believe that is Jason Papp. No, Jason Papp is, yeah, it is Jason Papp on the apron. As they come through the tri-oval once again. 7 laps to go at the line. Marcus Smith still leading this thing. Marcus Adams, I apologise. As they come through 1 and 2, it's getting ever closer even more. Here comes Jared Darling on that outside line. And now where's he going to go? Is he going to take Burchett with him, or is he going to stay? Is he going to go by himself? He's going to go by himself. That leaves Burchett all on his own. I noticed that Derek Pendleton's starting to make his way forward, even though he's 11 laps down. He's just gone 11 laps down, actually, so unfortunate for him. Had a pretty tough night here tonight at Talladega. Here comes Jared Darling. Now your new race leader. Started on pole, remember. Gonna be looking to get the pole and the win here tonight. As we come to 5 laps to go here, don't forget we are brought to you by, well, this league has been brought to you by Butt Kicker, the sponsors of the iRacing E-Series, as well as iRacing iFlag, and their main sponsor, PlanBSales.com. Make sure you check all those out and take a look and see what they have to offer. Very interesting stuff, as we are looking forward to having them along board with us for the season here on ESPN. I see you back now.
I've seen a lot of movement and shaking and line jumping, and it's only going to get crazier.
Yeah, as we just hit 5 laps to go, and people are going to be making their moves now, Frank. It's the gloves are officially off here. Marcus Adams doing everything he can to hold on, but Brody Smith is giving him that push. You see Anthony Emery is right there as well. It's going to be anybody's game here as they come flying down the backstretch. Marcus Adams still has the nose out in front. Jared Darling starting to fall by the wayside slightly as now Smith and Adams going to take over 1 and 2 as they come flying through 3 and 4 here, Frank.
Yeah, Smith and Adams. Well, Smith more so, but he is, both of those guys have had great cars. Oh, a little bit of a bump between the Ford 44 and the 68.
Ooh.
All good though.
It's going to be...
Yeah, I mean, these top 3 guys The 31, the 14, the 21, they've been incredibly quick all night long and just continuing on right now.
So 10 cars left in the running for this one. 11 if you can, 12 if you can count Lowe and Bothwell just behind them, but it's anybody's game out of this top 10 right now. Actually made that 9 because Pemberton's in the middle of that and he's 11 laps down, as I already mentioned. But anyway, Adam's still your leader as they come out of turn 4. And we're going to be 3 laps to go here, and I still can't call it. I don't know who's going to win this one here, Frank.
Yeah, no, you can't call it until they get to right about here is when you can finally call who's going to win this thing.
And one name we've noticed that's in this top 10, and we've not really spoken, we haven't spoken about him at all here tonight. GT Park up in P8 right now in that number 76 has had a super quiet race here tonight and somehow snuck his way up into the top 10. He might have a shot at this thing here tonight. Here comes Jared Darling being pushed on the outside by Joe Burchett. Burchett got a taste of the wall there. That is not going to help him, but here comes his teammate Darren Pemberton now. And now these two have hooked up. These two are teammates for Overtake Motorsports. This could work in Burchett's favour if Pemberton can give him the push, but no. They're both going to go through the middle here.
What a move by the 31 to take that run from the outside to the inside of the 14. Oh, there's going to be a big problem with the 24, though.
Yeah, here we go. 2 laps to go. Popsicle sticks are in the air. It's coming down to it now. 2 more circulations of the track. Marcus Adams with an audacious move, moving his way up to the lead here as they come out of turn 2. They are all neck and neck as they come flying down the backstretch here. Go ahead.
But that's the kind of move that wins your races, though. As the 7 and the 14, ooh, a little bit of a nudge there, gets the 14 out of shape. I'd be very... I still think that 21's got something there on the inside lane.
And we
can't count him out yet.
Yeah, we're going to see this thing finish under green flag conditions here as they take the white flag here at Talladega. And now the gloves are officially off. Who is going to take the win?
He goes on the record.
Jared Darling into the wall in a big way, but we've got to keep focused on the leaders here. Looks like Cody Smith involved as well as they come through turn 2, and here comes Elijah Innes trying to take away the lead here. Big block there by Marcus Adams. Adams doing everything he can to hold on, but here comes Innes on the outside line now, followed by Brody Smith. Here comes James Lowe as well. GT Park up to P5 as well, but it's going to be Marcus Adams versus Brody Smith. Here comes Smith trying to look to the outside as they come through 3 and 4. Does Smith have enough? Yeah, does Smith have enough to come down to the line? It's no neck and neck. It's going to be by a nose. Whoever's going to win, it's going to be Marcus Adams, and Smith goes into the wall.
My goodness!
And now Marcus Adams steals it at the line. Brody Smith and Elijah Innes having a big wreck at the line. It's going to be Marcus Adams winning this one. GT Park stealing second place. James Lowe in third. What a finish, Frank.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
you just watched this whole lap on replay.
And we've got to go back and watch it. So we're going to go back to the final lap here, and it all just went absolutely haywire. There was wreck there. You can see Cody Smith involved in that. Darren Pemberton involved in that, albeit laps down, and that just left a few runners left. You saw... There's Marcus Adams. He's got Elijah Innes right behind him. You see Brody Smith fighting out with Innes. Lowe is right there as well. GT Park is right there as well.
I think what started that was the 7 tried to get under the 14 and tried to make a swing, and he was just a little too close and hit his bumper.
Yeah, oh, that was the 99 that got into it with him. 99 was James Lowe. And GT Park being credited with second place here. I'm not sure how. Oh, wait. Oh, GT Park went on the apron and just stole it at the line there from James Lowe. But that was a wild finish.
That was incredible. Oh, wow. I think... What was the margin? Wow, that was probably 2/100ths of a second the margin for Park in the 76.
What? It's actually a tenth, actually. Nearly 2 tenths. So your winner here is Marcus Adams in the 31. And Frank, he had to pull off the most audacious move to get it, though. What a finish.
As I said, those kind of crazy moves are the ones that win you races. And wouldn't you know who won the pony? Look who's sitting in victory lane right now. It's the 31 of Adams. My goodness, just a crazy last lap.
So with that, let's go straight to the interviews here, as it's... I need to catch my breath here.
Yeah, I think we both need to.
Yeah. So we need Marcus Adams. Let's go and find him. How many people in the voice chat? Oh.
We have 43 guys racing.
So I'm going to bring them down to the waiting for interview room, because where they should be. GT Park, where is he? And we want James Lowe. What a finish. I mean, I knew this league was going to be this exciting, but I didn't realize it was going to be that exciting. But let's let's go from third to first, shall we? Let's go to James Lowe. Frank, I believe you're going to have him with you right there.
James Lowe, Frank Marchese here. You got us?
James Lowe? Yes, and we don't have James Lowe, so we're going to bring in GT Park, and hopefully James Lowe will be back with us in a minute. GT Park, Sam up in the booth, you got me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Second place on the night, but you had it by a nose there. What a wild finish for yourself. That must have been exciting.
Yeah, it was crazy. That last lap, once we crossed the white flag, I knew that whatever happened. The seas parted for me a couple times, and then I was just trying to catch up to the lead pack because I had to slow down a little bit, and just saw the opportunity. Didn't want to get caught up in the wreck, dove down low, and just happened to steal second. So I'll take it.
Absolutely. And you were... we were talking about you were like 2 laps to go. You were sitting back there in P8 and just sitting back minding your own business. We said we didn't talk about you much, but we said that you snuck your way up there. I'm guessing you must have been in the ideal position when that wreck happened, because you just, like you said, you ducked through the first one on the final lap, and then the second one happened. You managed to make your way through that one, and you come away with a second place with it. You've got to be absolutely elated with that one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The whole race, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble because this is my second year in the league, and a lot of times plate tracks, wrecks happen. So you got to finish before you can, finish well. And then on that last lap, all heck usually breaks loose, and it did again. So I just got lucky to get through it.
Absolutely, and get through it. You did. Well, congratulations on the second place here tonight. Well deserved for yourself. As we look ahead to next week. We are at Talladega again, but we are in the Xfinity cars next week. So what's your thoughts on that one?
Should be fun. I love plate tracks. That's why I joined the league. It's a good bunch of guys. So just looking forward to it.
All right. Well, before I let you go and celebrate, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Just want to give a shout out to Strictly Stock Motorsports. Good group of guys.
All right. JT Park in the number 76, finishing second here at Talladega. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week when we return to Talladega.
Thank you.
That was JT Park finishing in second. We'll come to James Lowe in a minute, but we're going to talk to the main man of the night, shall we? And Frank, I believe you got that honor.
I do. Marcus Adams, Frank Marchese to boot the Army.
Yeah, I got you.
What an otherworldly move you pulled off to take the lead. What was going through your mind when you made that move?
Well, I had my teammate Brody and Cody behind me, so I know I had a good chance, but it was just figuring out the timing, and I decided to just go for it whenever I got a chance, and it worked.
What is the hardest part about trying to figure out when to make your move here at the plate tracks? Is it who's behind you, who's in front of you, whether or not you have the run? What is the most difficult part in making a move like that?
Mainly just who's behind you and like the help you have. And thankfully, I had Brody and Cody behind me, so I knew it would most likely work out. And if it didn't work out for me, they probably could have done something if like other stuff happened.
And staying here at Talladega in the Xfinity cars, a little bit of a different challenge in those cars. How are you? This has to be a confidence builder going into next week.
Honestly, I joined this league like towards the end of last season, and I did not finish one Superspeedway race. So this is like the first race I've ever finished in the Superspeedway races. So yeah, but it's mostly just being on the Cody, Brody, and Zach's team because they worked together good last season, and me, Cody, and Brody were good together this race. So we all four should do good next week.
All right. Any shout outs you want to give before we let you go and celebrate?
Plan B, Cells, iRacing Flag, Butt Kicker, AC Paints, Midwest Motor Customs, Jason Papp, and you guys.
All right. Thank you very much. Your winner here, Marcus Adams.
That was Marcus Adams joining me in the booth, and let's reach out to James Lowe again, see if we can get a meeting in with him. James Lowe, you in the booth? You're in the booth with us right now. You've got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Third place on the night, but you lost it by literally a bumper at the end there. You were involved in that incident during the end there. Just talk us through that on that final lap.
Yeah, it was kind of wild because I was down RPM, so I got to thank Brad Bothwell for shoving me for the last few laps there and keeping me up there. He really helped me out there. But I looked at the replay. It looked like a little netcode started the whole deal from my replay. I don't know what everybody else's looked like, but if it was my fault, I apologize to Brody and whoever else got caught up in that. But I was just trying to give Marcus a good shove there. I know I couldn't win, so I was just trying to give him a good shove to get him up there.
Yeah, and there was a lot of shoving around for those last couple of laps there. You were in the back of that pack as the race came to an end. You picked your way through that first wreck that happened on the final lap there. That got to have been pretty hair-raising for you to try and make your way through those, right?
Yeah, it's the last lap, so you're not lifting. So I just kept my foot in it, and luckily the seas parted there, and I was able to get through it. And I guess the top three there had to check up a little bit for it, so I was able to keep up with them, even with some engine damage there, and just managed to get through.
Yeah, managed to come home with a podium finish here tonight, so well deserved there. Looking ahead to next week, we are back at Talladega again, but this time in the Xfinity cars. What are your thoughts on those? Going to be a different challenge for you?
No, they're all about the same. You just got to survive till the end and hope to get whatever best finish you can, and hopefully it's a win.
All right, and before I let you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I just want to thank the Balls Out Racing team, Plan B Sales, AC Paints, Midwest Motor Customs, Butt Kicker, Jason Papp for putting all this on, and you guys for broadcasting.
All right, James Lowe in the number 99 machine coming home in third place. Congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week when we return to Alabama.
Thank you, sir.
So, that was our interviews over and done with. And Frank, I think I speak for both of us when we're just completely exhausted by that one.
I've still tried to come down from that finish. That was absolutely incredible. Wild ride. And I'll tell you what, if that were actual NASCAR, once that wreck started in turn one, that race is over. You don't get the excitement coming down to the tri-oval that you got here. So just an incredible, incredible race.
Absolutely, and definitely going to give a big shout out to the sponsors of this league: Plan B Sales, iRacing, iFlag, and Butt Kicker, as well as the other sponsors that I've somehow have gone through two races and failed to mention them. AC Paints, Midwest Motor Customs, and obviously got to thank Jason Papp for putting on this league as well. Definitely well worth a watch. Again, we apologise for the connection issues, but you have two broadcasts to look at now, so don't complain. Anyway, another thing I wanted to mention here, Frank, the Dash for the Cash rolls over to next week.
Yes, it does. I believe if I have my list here, Looking at it as quickly as humanly possible, I think the highest finisher was Chris Worrell, who came home in 8th place tonight. So yeah, that cash rolls over, and I believe more is added to the pot. No?
No, it stays the same.
Oh, well, that makes it. Never mind.
Anyway, that is pretty much it for us tonight. Let's go through the results before we go anywhere else here and get out of here. So definitely looking forward to seeing how this one pans out. If my music decides it wants to play. Right, give me 2 seconds. For some reason it doesn't want to play. Da-da-da.
We get the elevator music going.
There we go. Anyway, let's go to the results for this race. As we get ready to get out of here, and coming home with the win here tonight was Marcus Adams with a fantastic move for those last couple of laps to bring home the win here. GT Park comes up in 2nd place. James Lowe gets 3rd place. Joe Burchett in 4th, and Anthony Emery in the 444 rounds out your top 5. Elijah Innes gets P6. 7th going to Brad Bothwell. 8th going to Chris Worrell. 9th going to Ryan Decker, and Cody Smith rounds out your top 10 in P11 going to Brody Smith. 12th going to Nicholas Wing. 13th going to Kenneth Heasley. 14th to William Rucker. 15th to Mike Catarino. 16th to Graham McConey. 17th to Jared Darling. 18th to JR Houston. 19th to Shane Paul, and rounding out your top 20 was Kyle Smalley. Frank, you got the result there?
I do, actually. Tonight I was ready for this. Connor Trifari coming home in P21. Ryan Worley, P22. Derek Pemberton, 23rd. James Cato, 24th. Jason Papp, 25th. Alexander Kroenke in 26th. Dan Heisey in 27th. Keith Smalley, 28th. Brandon Wilson, 29th. Zach Bowerman, 30th. Zishan Guerra, 31st. Zoltan Herzig, 32nd. Joe Francis, 33rd. Casey Herschel, 34th. Steven Hertzberg, 35th. Adam Chapman, 36th. 37th goes to Aaron Tribble. John LeBombard coming home in 38th. Austin Rucker, 39th. Travis Rucker coming home in 40th. 41st was Josh Robin. And Daniel Stein and Nathan Lewis both failing to start will round out the field 42nd and 43rd.
So that's going to do it for us here tonight at Talladega. A fantastic result, a fantastic end to the race here. Don't forget, we will be back next week with more racing action here at Talladega with the iRacing E-Series, with the Superspeedway Series. But for now, that is all for us here tonight. Don't forget, we'll be back hopefully tomorrow with NASCAR Online. But for now, all that's left for me to say is keep it clean, and we will see you tomorrow night live from, I don't know where they are tomorrow, but we'll be back with NASCAR tomorrow. So, yeah, have a good night.